What's up, general contractors? Let me ask you a simple question. How much time did you spend last week writing, responding to emails and texts, putting together estimates and bids, and dealing with paperwork instead of doing what you actually love to do, building things? Let that sink in and think about it for a little bit. If you're like most general contractors that I know and come across, it was probably way too much time. And here's the thing, while you're buried in paperwork, your competitors are using simple AI tools to handle all of that stuff in minutes instead of wasting hours every single week. Now, wait a minute, before you roll your eyes and think this is just another tech bro trying to sell you something that you don't need, let me stop you right there. I get it. Construction has always been slow to adopt new technology, and for good reason. When you're dealing with raw materials, real deadlines, real people, clients, safety concerns, and you don't really want to mess around and learn some potentially unproven technology. But here's what's different about artificial intelligence, AI, and especially AI that has changed so quickly in all of the industries. It's not some flashy gadget that'll be obsolete next year. It's only going to grow and it's not going anywhere. It's already changing how smart general contractors operate their business, and it's really allowing them to scale to another level. And if you are choosing to ignore it, I guarantee you are going to get left behind. The construction industry loses billions every year to inefficiencies, rework, and of course, communication breakdowns. Meanwhile, your competitors who are already using these tools are bidding faster, communicating better, more professionally, and delivering projects that make their clients want to hire them again. And of course, that beautiful referral word of mouth that your happy clients are going to do for you. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to walk you through 5 of the most important AI tools that any general contractor, even if you're not tech savvy, can start using today. These aren't complicated systems. You don't need to know how to code. There's not even that big of a learning curve. And of course, you don't need a computer science degree to do it. The people that are building them are the ones that are tech and have those computer science degrees. They're simple, practical solutions that solve real problems that you deal with every day on and off the job. And here's my big promise to you. Pick just one of these tools and start using it next week, next month, and I guarantee you'll wonder how you even got through the day without it. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you are going to have the toolkit that'll save you hours every single week and help you run a more professional and profitable business while other subs and other general contractors are being left behind. You will start to grow and scale your business faster than you ever thought was possible. But first, I want to tell you about a contractor I know. Let's call him Mike. Mike was spending 15 hours a week on estimates, emails, and documentation. 15 hours, think about that. That's almost 2 full work days that he wasn't on the job, wasn't meeting with clients, winning bids, and of course, he wasn't able to grow his business. 6 months after implementing just 3 of these tools I'm about to show you, Mike cut that time down to just 4 hours per week. That's 11 hours that he is getting back into his life every single week. What would you do with an extra 5, 10, 20 extra hours that you can save by using these 5 AI tools? All right, you ready to dive in? We're gonna hop onto my computer because I wanna show you exactly, I'm not just gonna talk about it, I'm gonna show you how I use it in my business and how you can start using it in yours. All right, guys, tool number 1, AI artificial intelligence tool is ChatGPT. And if you haven't heard of this one yet, you've probably been living under a rock, but maybe you've heard of it and you've played around a little bit with it. But literally, I just want to show you how this is totally game changer and blow your mind. Think of ChatGPT as having a really smart assistant that never takes a lunch break. They never clock off of work. They're always with you, and they can literally help you with almost anything, write anything you need, whatever and whenever you need it. Now, if you've been in construction for more than 5 minutes, you know that half of your day gets eaten up by paperwork and client communication, subcontractor communication. Client emails, safety reports, change orders, explanations with the change orders, summarizing meetings, timeline. It literally never ends. And if you're like most contractors, writing isn't exactly your favorite part of the job or your strong suit. So here's how ChatGPT works in the real world. Let's say a client is asking about a delay in their kitchen remodel. Instead of staring at a blank email or thinking of becoming a wordsmith and Googling definitions and example templates on Google, type in something like like this. I'm going to have it already ready. So I'm going to come over to ChatGPT and I'm going to just paste this in there. So can you help create an email for my client who's asking about their kitchen and their kitchen remodel? And unfortunately, there's a delay. Permit took longer than expected because city required additional structural drawings. Should be back on track next week. Let's see this in action. Hey, I wanted to give you a quick update on the kitchen remodel. The city required some additional blah, blah, blah. Thank you for your patience. We know delays can be frustrating and we're committed to keeping things running smoothly from here. I'll keep you updated. This is exactly how you can save so much time. In seconds, you get back a polished, professional email that you can send straight to your client. You see the difference? You're saving so much time. I guarantee you could have spent an hour on this and not come up with a better email. Same information, but now you sound like you actually went to business school instead of trade school, which is nothing wrong with that. And it took you literally 20 seconds instead of 30 minutes or even an hour, or even if you forgot about it. You don't have to procrastinate because you can literally get this done quickly. But ChatGPT isn't just for client communication. You can use it for safety reports that actually get read instead of just filed away. You can turn rough notes from a site meeting into a clear summary so that everyone that's involved with the project can understand. One of my favorite things to do with ChatGPT is come up with marketing strategy, content strategy for Facebook, Instagram, video scripts. You can ask it, for example, let's come over here and say, can you come up with 5 short video ideas to promote my bathroom remodel, 10% off incentive for new customers in Houston. So here we go. It's going to come up with 10 ideas. So we have some before and after transformation. Let's go with this one here. And so it gives us a hook, some visuals if you're going to edit it, but you don't need to edit it. You can just put your iPhone up there and record it. So I want a full script for this one. Check this out. Seconds. Here's a clean script. Still stuck with this bathroom every morning? You show an ugly bathroom. It's time for an upgrade. Imagine starting your day here instead. You don't have to come up with your own scripts. ChatGPT will literally give you everything you need. Smart contractors are already using ChatGPT to speed up their communication without hiring an assistant or without bogging down people that are answering their phones for them. While you're over here still struggling to write that change order explanation, they've already sent out 3 professional emails and moved on to the next job. And here's what's really powerful about this. When your communication is consistently professional and prompt, clients notice. It's something that they talk about when they're thinking about who to refer when their neighbors ask them. They start to see you as more organized, reliable, and more professional than the competitors. That's the kind of reputation that leads to premium pricing and a lot more word of mouth referrals. So ChatGPT is the simplest thing you should start using immediately. But before you think that you can start using it for your estimates, think again. I'm about to show you a tool that was made for construction that produces professional, accurate estimates in literally minutes. And we're going to talk about that for our next tool. All right, AI tool number 2 that you need to have in your toolbox is Handoff. And this one is specifically built for contractors who are tired of spending their entire evenings putting together estimates. Every contractor knows the pain of estimating. You spend hours measuring, calculating, double, triple checking, and still somehow you miss that one item that kills your profit margin. Or worse, you rush through an estimate to meet a deadline and either price yourself out of the job or leave money on the table. Let me paint a quick picture for you. It's 9 p.m. on a Tuesday. You've been on job sites all day long, and now you're sitting at your kitchen table with a calculator, a stack of supplier catalogs, and takeoff sheets spread everywhere. Your family's watching TV in the next room, and you're trying to figure out how many square feet of tile you need for that bathroom job that you looked at 3 days ago. You're second guessing your measurements, trying to remember if the client wanted upgraded fixtures, and hoping you didn't forget about that weird corner that's going to need a lot of custom work and maybe a little bit more time. Does some of this sound familiar? 3 hours later, you finally have a number, but you're not really confident in it. You procrastinate more. Did you account for waste? What about that permit fee? And now it's midnight and you have to be at the site at 7 a.m. So here's how Handoff changes the game. Handoff solves this problem in a way that'll make you question why you ever did estimates by hand. This tool takes your takeoffs, voice memos, or even photos of plans and turns them into detailed, itemized estimates faster than you can say change order. So here's what makes Handoff much different and more accurate than ChatGPT for estimates. Handoff was built specifically for construction. It understands and takes into account material costs, labor rates based on where you are, regional pricing differences, and all the little details that generic AI tools and sometimes humans miss. So let's say you're bidding on a kitchen renovation. I'm going to show you it in action right now. Instead of spending your entire evening with a calculator and a stack of supplier catalogs, you can walk through the space with your phone recording a voice memo, and all you need is your phone and maybe a tape measure. So here's what we're going to do right now. We're going to show you how Handoff will completely change how you do estimates. So here's some projects that I have in my Handoff account, and let's just call this 124 Main Street, and we're going to create an estimate. And so here's the AI. This is very similar to ChatGPT, but it is not similar to ChatGPT because I'm going to show you the difference here. So we have a standard kitchen remodel, quartz, engineered hardwood floors. Okay, let's get this rolling here. So Handoff is working its magic. I will say ChatGPT, if you put this exact same thing in there, it'll probably give you a quicker output, but it doesn't provide an itemized list. It doesn't take into consideration any tariffs or labor specific to your area. So sometimes Handoff will ask you a question. They're pretty simple here. No island, linear feet of countertops needed, current flooring type. I'm going to have it calculate countertop feet. So let's have it keep rolling here. I'm on my desktop, but it works really well from just your iPhone. You can do voice memos and talk into it instead of typing it out. I've created estimates from blueprints. I just did an attic addition estimate. I've done a pool estimate, literally anything. If you have the blueprints or the construction plans for it, upload it. If you try to upload this into ChatGPT cannot read blueprints. So estimate ChatGPT, while you could probably spend a couple hours dialing it in, which might save you an hour or two if you're doing this by hand, it doesn't come anywhere close to the accuracy that Handoff will provide you. So here we go. We got the kitchen remodel estimate at $38,000, and it itemizes every single part of it. So you can easily go and edit this. For example, if your clients choose a Wolf instead of a standard dishwasher from Lowe's, you can update that. And then once you have your estimate here, of course, you can choose your tile from either Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever, and then make some simple adjustments to your estimate. And then once you're ready and you have everything updated, you can create the proposal, and it has it ready to send a professional, accurate estimate to your clients. And you can invoice them, accept payments. With Handoff, you can also integrate with Acorn financing. So if your client's budget, for example, was $30,000, but they really want all the top of line, everything, you can, sell them with your financing, and then you get paid more, you have no risk, and your client gets what they want. You can, again, upload those voice memos, construction plans. Handoff is like having an experienced estimator working 24/7, except this one never makes math errors or forgets about much at all. There are, of course, some nuances, but think about how much time you saved on the kitchen remodel. You can literally do this in your customer's driveway, have it updated. And I guarantee you most contractors are not doing these AI estimates where you can have them instantly professional and invoice right then and there and have them sign on the dotted line for you to do that kitchen remodel. Contractors that use Handoff report saving 5 to 10 hours per week on estimating alone. That's time you can spend on the job site, meeting with new clients, and actually having dinner with your family for once. Plus, again, your estimates are consistently accurate. Your reputation is professional and always improving. And I guarantee you those word of mouth referrals will start increasing. So the difference between Handoff and generic AI tools is like the difference between a framing hammer and a sledgehammer. Sure, they're both hammers, but one is designed specifically for the job that you're doing. All right, let's move on to tool number 3. This is one of my personal favorites, Manus. And this one is for contractors who want to build their online presence, but don't have the time or writing skills to do it themselves. And this goes for video as well. Now, I know what you're already thinking. I'm a contractor. I work with my hands. I'm not a writer. That's first thought when somebody mentions content marketing. You're definitely not alone. Most contractors would rather frame a house than write a blog post or a social media video script. But here's the reality. The contractors who share helpful content online are the ones getting the best clients and the highest paying jobs. Think about it from a homeowner's perspective. They're about to spend tens of thousands of dollars on their biggest investment. So they're going to hire the contractor with a good looking website, or are they going to hire the contractor contractor with just a generic basic website and no online presence, or the one who regularly shares helpful tips, project updates, photos, before and afters, and demonstrates their expertise while building a lots of trust. When someone in your area searches for kitchen remodel tips or how to choose a contractor, whose name comes up? If it's not yours, you're missing out on clients who are already interested in what you do and ready to spend money. Your online presence, your digital presence is like pre-selling. So you don't have to go to an appointment and they know nothing about you. Most homeowners, most people that are hiring for these types of jobs are online, reading about you, looking at your reputation, watching your videos, and reading your tips. So Manus, it's AI-powered writing, essentially, specifically designed for contractors who want to build their online presence. Manus isn't designed for contractors, but if you tell it to act like a contractor, it will. So it's like having a marketing team that understands construction because it does research so well, and it can turn your knowledge or idea into content that attracts clients. So here's how it works. Let's give Manus its first prompt. I want to create a blog post about kitchen remodel tips for homeowners. Let's go in Dallas, Texas. I'm a GC in Dallas and want to attract more clients. So let's just start simply with that. Manus does a lot more deep research than ChatGPT, and so it will take longer to give you the output, but it does it all in the background. So right now it's working, it's doing some research, so you can give it its tasks and then kind of move on to something else. And then, in a few minutes, it'll create a complete blog post that sounds like it came from somebody who actually knows construction. And then after you get the blog post, you can add in your own personality. The cool thing about ChatGPT and Manus and other AI platforms is that they kind of learn how you speak. So you want to talk to these AIs like you would just be talking to a client or another general contractor. And then you can actually tell it. A lot of these AIs are just all about prompting. You tell it to act like a general contractor who is an expert kitchen remodeler who's been doing it for 15 years. The more you give it, the better it will get. And assuming you keep the same account, it'll remember all these things. So you don't have to keep telling it. You can just say, I'm the same GC as I was from the previous article. Write one about 5 bathroom upgrade mistakes homeowners make. Those are big, and then you can share them on your socials, your Facebook, your Instagram. You can create the article and then ask it to create a long form video script. And then you can ask it to create 5 short videos. So you can take one idea and turn it into a lot of pieces of content, or better yet, you have the long form video and then have somebody, unless you're good at video editing, have somebody trim that down and create more content from that. And it's just not blog posts. Manus can create newsletters, email marketing newsletters, social media posts, like I said, that showcase your expertise. You can give it detailed project descriptions. So it can create, say you just did a complete new construction, 3,500 square foot house. You can give it all this information and then have it create an entire website for you to promote this new construction service that you have. So just remember, while Manus is working here, let's see how much longer it needs. Still going. So contractors who consistently share valuable content online build trust before they even meet that potential client. So when somebody finds your blog about 5 signs you need electrical work before your kitchen remodel and it helps them avoid a costly mistake, guess who they're calling when they're ready to hire a contractor? Content marketing isn't about becoming a full-time blogger. It's about positioning yourself as an expert in your market, building trust, building rapport before you even meet the client. And Manus makes this possible without requiring you to, learn everything you need to know about copywriting and blogging and all that type of stuff. The result from Manus is professional articles. Tool number 4 is another really cool AI tool is Ideogram. And this one's going to solve a problem that some contractors face but don't want to admit. Looking professional matters just as much as being professional. And also just the ability to create images so quickly without having to hire a graphic designer or finding one on Upwork or Fiverr. Ideogram really makes this easy for literally pennies every single image. So, when you're presenting a proposal to a client, you can see them comparing your basic Word document with no graphics to your competitor's polished presentation with nice looking graphics, before and after mockups. That's when you might have that realization that presentation matters. Most contractors avoid design work because it seems complicated, expensive. Hiring a graphic designer for every flyer, social media post, or even visual isn't realistic when you're trying to run a business. But you also can't show up with amateur looking materials. So this is how Ideogram levels the playing field. It changes the game completely. I'm going to show you in action right now. So this is something that I just created. with this prompt here. Professional flyer for bathroom remodel services, include before and after images, modern design, blue and white color scheme. Now, while this isn't perfect and obviously Ideogram misspells a lot of the words, you can actually give it the text and that'll help with the misspelling. And then of course you want to use images from your bathroom remodels, but think about the time savings. So you spent pennies for this and you can send it to a graphic designer, or you can put this in Canva and put in your own images. And it also just helps you get ideas. So instead of paying somebody $100 to create this, you've already created the mock-up, and it'll probably only cost you like $10 to have somebody edit this for you. You can also create Facebook posts, create a Facebook image for my kitchen remodel services, Patty Nice, or and after. So I'm putting in very generic terms here. The more specific you are, especially at giving it things for your specific business, the better the images are going to be and the less editing that will require. So here you go. There's a nice kitchen. This is kind of a cool pattern interrupt. You get the boring kitchen here, and this could be a picture of you, so you can send it to somebody to edit this. One of my favorite things to do with Ideogram is just get ideas. And I also like to combine ChatGPT with Ideogram. You can ask ChatGPT to provide you a prompt for Ideogram, and that will help you get a really awesome image instead of just giving it a bunch of generic things. So in minutes, you can have multiple design options and ideas that look like they came from a $1,000 plus marketing agency. And of course, this isn't helpful just for the marketing. It's a sales tool. It helps clients see the potential in their space and understand the value of their work. Having really cool design and images, also just a perception in your potential client's mind, like, wow, this person really cares about their image. They do a lot of awesome stuff. They're going to make my space really look beautiful. And you can even, the higher tiers of Ideogram, upload images. So if you wanted to upload your business logo, you can have that added to images for Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, whatever size images you're doing. And I don't know if you noticed, but you can change the size of the images here based on the platform. You can also just look at ideas. So construction logo ideas. So essentially you'll see other things that people are creating, and maybe that'll spark some ideas, or like construction flyers. So you get some other ideas as to what people are creating. So if you like something, for example, this looks pretty good. So you can actually look at what prompt they use. So then see how they were very specific. They gave the business, they put in their phone number. So you could copy this and go and do something very similar, make some changes, and boom, you get an image very close to that. So there you have it. So we have ChatGPT, Handoff, Manus, Ideogram, and the last tool is coming right up. All right, so Manus has finished creating this article here. And so how Manus works is that you have credits. So I started this account. I have a separate paid account, but you can get a free Manus account. I'll have a link in the video description. This article took about 300 credits. And so let's check it out here. So you can literally just post this directly to your WordPress or your whatever type of website hosting you're using. Kitchen remodel tips for homeowners in Dallas, Texas. This is a super valuable article, and it even provides references. So it goes through remodeling trends, market insights. I would, edit this and put in some of my own thoughts, especially if you are an experienced kitchen remodeler, which you should be. But how cool is this if you can send this to somebody who wants to do a kitchen remodel with you, but needs some tips on what's trending, smart appliances, custom cabinetry, statement islands, and then you can add in some pictures of work that you did and then link it back to the complete transformation. Here's some visual examples of popular kitchen styles in Dallas. Of course, you can provide your own images. If you've done, 10, 20 kitchen remodels, you probably have a lot of content and pictures to share. But this is a really awesome example of how you can create content with Manus. ChatGPT can also create content, but Manus is hands down much better, a lot deeper research. It took, maybe 10 minutes to create this, but is well worth it to have this level of content in your website. All right, now for the last AI tool, which to be honest, I haven't used a lot, but it's definitely something that I'm going to incorporate into my next construction job. And I have one coming up actually next week. And so I'll be able to articulate this one a little bit more. But after using a lot of different AI tools, I wanted to give you something specifically for construction, because there's plenty of ones like Manus and Ideogram that help create images or videos, that type of stuff. But being in construction and this being, a YouTube channel dedicated to helping general contractors and home builders grow and scale their business using AI tools to help with marketing and sales, I thought that I should say Open Space AI is the fifth tool that you need in your toolbox. Every contractor's nightmare, the client who claims you damaged something that was already broken or insists you agreed to include something that was never in the scope. Every contractor's been there without proper documentation. It's literally your word against theirs, and guess who usually loses that argument? Now, a lot of times this can be helped with, adding in specific language in your contracts, but as we know, job site documentation can be a pain. Taking photos with your phone, trying to organize them later, writing notes about what you're looking at, and hoping you captured everything important. So by the time you need those photos for a dispute or insurance claim, you're digging through hundreds of random images on your phone, trying to find ones that have proved your point. And half the time you realize you never took the actual photo that you need. Plus, clients today expect a lot more transparency. They want to see progress, understand what's happening behind the walls, and feel confident that their project is moving along just fine, and random phone or unorganized chaos phone photos just do not work. That's where Open Space AI eliminates the headache with automatic 360-degree job site documentation that syncs directly to your blueprints. Instead of wandering around with your phone trying to capture everything, you do a simple walkthrough with your camera, and the system automatically creates a complete visual record of your entire job site. And here's why that's super powerful. The system knows where you are on the job site and automatically links your photos to the correct location on the blueprints. I mean, how much time is this going to save you? If you need to show a client the condition of their bathroom before you started work, you don't have to scroll through hundreds of photos. You just click on the bathroom on the blueprint, and all the relevant images are right there, popping up ready for you. Not to mention, this helps, save headaches on the back end, but also provides you a lot of free marketing material that you can use. If you're doing a whole house renovation, you can do a whole house renovation marketing material. You can do specific bathrooms, master bathroom, guest bathrooms, flooring, kitchen, and you don't have to sift through all these photos. If you have somebody that's doing this for you, just share that project with them and they can come up with all these things, or use Ideogram to help you out with some graphics or to help you kind of organize everything. So Open Space AI, I'm really looking forward to diving in on this one, and I'll provide later on another video kind of sharing my experience with this. But the other four tools, I use them every single day, and they make having a construction business so much more simple, especially Handoff to create the estimates and kind of use it as a client management, and then ChatGPT, Manus, and Ideogram for all of my content and marketing strategy, image creation to share across all different Facebook, Pinterest, and create images for all different types of things. So here is the bottom line with this video. You don't need to become a tech expert. You don't need to be one. You don't need to become one. And you don't need to adopt every single AI tool that comes along, because there's so many popping up every day. I could literally provide a list of 50 that I've played with over the last few months. But the contractors who embrace these tools are now going to outpace those still stuck in old processes, and the gap is only going to get wider. Remember, you don't have to master all 5 of these tools at once. Pick one that solves your biggest problem right now and start there. If it were me and I was just starting out trying to get familiar with AI tools, I would start with ChatGPT and Handoff and maybe Manus if you were really into the content marketing strategy aspect of things. But also now you know what tools that maybe somebody that you hire for marketing or just content strategy or social media management, in order to scale your content and not pay somebody to waste time, you know what they should be using. Contractors who are already using these tools aren't necessarily smarter or more tech savvy than you. They just recognize that working smarter beats working harder every time. Thanks for watching this video. It ended up being longer than I thought, but if it helped you, hit that subscribe button. Here at Handoff, we're sharing content every single week about AI, how to make running your business a lot easier and more efficient, how to help you scale, get more leads, close more sales, and all things running a construction, general contracting, home remodeling, or new construction building type of business. So hit that subscribe, like this video, and let me know in the comments if you use any of these or if you've seen a cool AI tool that we should do a review on or check out for ourselves.